Hey everyone, Doubly here with a tip for Fire Emblem Engage. Now, starting from chapter 5, you have the ability to make what are called bond rings, and each emblem has their own set of bond rings. I think they each have 10 rings that you can create in the Somniel. And each set has 2 rings that at S rank give certain abilities. So Navarre here from Marth's set gives Deadly Blade. Celica's set has May, which gives Great Thunder at S rank. Now it doesn't mean that the other S rank rings are useless. For instance, I feel like Legion's S rank ring is gonna be pretty handy because it gives strength, dex, and speed. So it's beneficial to, create these S rank bond rings. Now, creating these rings is a random roll. So how can we make it so that we can rig the roll to get the S rank ring we want? Well, like I said, you have to be either at chapter 5 or later. That's one of the requirements. The other requirement is going to be having at least 1,000 bond fragments, because each pool of 10 rings costs 1,000 fragments. Now let's say that you already made a pool and you didn't like the rings that you got. Well, what you can do is head to the world map and go to either a story fight, so a chapter fight, or a paralogue. So here I'm at the chapter 6 point, but you could do this over here, which is the paralogue to get Jot. And what you're gonna do is enter the fight. I don't think skirmishes work, but I could be wrong. Anyway, step 1 would be to begin the chapter or the paralogue. Okay, so when you're in this screen, the prep screen, you're gonna wanna back out. So that's the second step, is to back out of the fight. Now, the reason we're doing this is because entering a chapter fight or a paralogue fight is gonna reset the RNG for the rings. Now, we're gonna save here because that'll save the RNG for the rings and head to the Somniel to see what we get. So now that we're in the Somniel, let's head to the ring chamber, which is on the bottom floor of Cafe Terrace on the left side. And once we're in here, we're gonna pull our 10 rings. And this is the reason why we want at least 1,000 bond fragments, because when you create 10 rings, it costs 1,000. So let's just pull from Marth's list of rings. And you can see here, we have an S rank ring in Katarina. Now, when you pull the S rank, do take note of the position that it's in. If you can see the top row, that's 1 through 5, and the bottom row is 6 through 10. So that means Katarina is the 7th ring in the list. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Now, what we can do is back out and quit out. So that would be the next step, is to quit out. And so the reason why we're quitting out is because this doesn't change the RNG of the list of rings that we pulled. So that means if we create one ring, one at a time, the 7th ring that we create is going to be Katarina. And if you remember, pulling 10 rings cost us 1,000, whereas pulling one ring and creating one ring will only cost us 100. So that means that we save 300 bond fragments. And I can show you that here. So we're going to create bond rings. That's the first one. This will be number 2. This will be number 3. This will be number 4. We have 5, 6, and 7. And there it is, Katarina S rank. And now we've saved 300 bond fragments. Now, what if you don't want Katarina? What if we wanted, say, Arrhenius or Valbar? Well, that's really convenient because Katarina in Marth's list of bond rings is in the 9th position. And so is Valbar, and so is Arrhenius. So what we can do is, again, quit out. So I've quit out and I'm loading back into the save. And I'm going to go back into the Somniel. Now, if you guys remember, it was Katarina that was in the 7th position of the list of rings that we pulled. And she is also the 9th ring in Marth's list of bond rings. So, if we go to the ring chamber, and instead of selecting Marth, we're going to select, let's just do Celica. Or Sigurd. Let's do Sigurd. So we're going to go to Sigurd's list and create one. We're going to do this 7 times. Five, 6, and then this will give us an S rank Arrhenius ring. And that is because, like I said before, her position in Sigurd's list of available bond rings is the same as Katarina. And this is how you can manipulate the RNG in Fire Emblem Engage to get the S rank rings that you would like. If you found this helpful, drop a like, leave a message, and subscribe. Thank you. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.